Hey guys, welcome back. In this last leg of cryptography, we will be covering the PGP cryptography strategy. PGP, pretty good privacy. So it combines the data compression and the encryption of messages in order to secure them. The compression reduces the overall size of payload and which helps to reduce the transmission time later on your application level. Due to the increased complexity, PGP encryption is heavy load task when compared to JC and XML encryption. And encryption and decryption, there are two different scenarios in which encryption uses the public key to encrypt an outgoing message in a MULAC, whereas decryption uses own private key for decryption purpose. So having said that, I will now walk through two different approaches to create the PGP keys. So it depending upon the environment which you are having, there are two different ways to create the GPG keys. The first one is the command based, which is available as GPG tools. You can uh, go to this particular site and download the package from there. So once it is being done, it will create several GPG based utilities within your system. So I will go through the second one as well, that is Cleopatra. Cleopatra is being used for basically Windows based machines, and it is a very nice and clean GUI based interaction which creates the GPG uh, public and the secret keys out of it. So let's first discuss about the command based and then we will jump to the Cleopatra. So GPG, there are four different steps which we need to follow. The first one is GPG hyphen hyphen gen key. It is going to create a interactive session in which it will ask couple of questions to create a GPG key. After that, listing of secret keys is being done based on key ID format. And the third one, we can export that GPG public key using this directory path, and you can specify the name of GPG file and it can be exported. Next thing will be to export the secret keys. This will be the fingerprint. I will showcase all these things within our use case as well, and then you have to specify the directory path and give the private GPG file extension. .gpg is being required specifically for our Mule application. It is being used directly as such. And the second is about the Cleopatra, and we will be discussing that as well. So let's first see this command based. Here you can see I have already executed some of the commands in order to generate the keys for this particular use case, which we are going to cover. The first thing is like GPG gen key. Once it is being entered, it asks for a couple of questions starting from here: real name, the email address, and then you want to save it or not. So I have typed as O as OK. After that, it will auto generate these particular lines. Okay, and this one shows the expiration date when it is being created, and this one is the fingerprint. Okay, this one. This is being very important because it is going to be used within our later section as well. So after that, this is GPG list secret keys in key ID format. So basically, it returns this these particular information. The very last one shows the expiration date along with the creation date and the exported or the email which is being configured, and you can take it out the public GPG file using hyphen hyphen output, and you can specify the path of this particular GPG file where you want to keep it. The second thing will be to export the secret keys or the private keys. This is being done using hyphen hyphen export hyphen secret keys, and this one is being picked up from here, this one. and this is being done till here. This is being uh, this will be creating two files, one for the public and the other one is for the private. So you can copy paste these two files from your desktop or whatever location you have specified, and you can paste the same in your SRC main resources. So likewise, I have copy pasted these two things. Now this was about the Mac flavor of GPG commands. I will try to showcase how it look like on Windows Server. So this is my Windows machine, and this is how Cleopatra will look like. So after installation, you have to just simply open this. It will take a couple of seconds, and what you need to do, you need to click on new key pair. Just click over here, and it gives two different formats. So I will go with the first one. You have to specify your name. So I will say xman xman@gmail.com. I can show you the advanced setting as well. Here you can configure if you want to go with 2048 or 4096 or different combination, or any other than RSA, DSA or EDDSA. And the certificate signing, it can also be shown like signing, authentication and validation. So I will go with the default setting and I will click on OK. Click on next. I will click on let me click on this, show all details. So basically all the things which we have configured under the advanced setting it will show. I will click on create. So it is now creating the pair, and it is asking me the passphrase. So I will put password as the password. So let me click over here. So it is the same. Click on OK. Take this one anyway. So this is the fingerprint. You have to make sure like you are using this appropriately, because it is being used to configure the module configuration within PGP. And you can send the public key by email to you and all the things. There are different other options. I will click on finish for now, but I will copy paste this particular for our reference. I will click on finish. So now here you can see there the um, certified keys are being generated. I will right click on it. I'll click on export. So now it is showing me the public. So what I will do, I will simply save it, and I will again right click it, and will click on export secret keys. This time it is going to export my secret key, so I will save it as well. It is going to ask me, so the same password as the password. So it is being successfully exported. Now one more thing, you can even click on details. You can click on this more detail, and it is showing me two different things, but let me show you something. This is the fingerprint. First of all, just make a note of it. And if I click on export, let me show you. So when you click on export, this particular window will come up. You can save this as well for the reference, because it will be having the fingerprint and the public key basically. Okay, I will close this, or maybe what I can do, I can try to compare something. This is the public key which I am opening right now. So it starts from MQ and ending with EU. Okay, close this. EU and MQ. So this is the public key combination. So this is pretty much of it. I have already done for these two particular public and the private keys. I have taken it from here and placed it not on my Mac machine again. And these are being available over here. So now we are done with the basic groundwork for this particular use case. Now let's jump to the different options available. As usual, you have to create a new mule project, and after that you can click on the search in Exchange and look for this crypto module. You have to just select it, place it on the right hand side using the add button and click on finish. I have already done that, so I will not be repeating this. Just to showcase, it is giving me these many PGP binary to armor, decrypt, encrypt, encrypt and sign, encrypt binary, PGP sign, sign binary, and validate. We will try to use most of the things. So it is going to cover 4 different flows. So let's get started. The first one, it is pretty much simple. PGP encrypt is the path and the advanced it is a post method. Whatever comes in, I am going to encrypt it. I will log the message, the encrypted message. I will decrypt it. I will decrypt the log message, and that's it. So let's see the PGP encrypt combination, the configuration of the same. When you drag and drop this PGP encrypt from here to your flow, it will open up the configuration like this, and you have to create a model configuration for it. Just click on this plus sign and a window will come up like this. Okay, you have to give your public key, because using the public key we can encrypt the message. After that you have to give the key ID as well. So within the key you need not to give the passphrase. Passphrase will be required during the decryption part of it. So you can put any PGP, the key ID over here, any string, and the fingerprint which is being we have copied from Cleopatra. I will cancel it, and I will go to the flow again. Now within the algorithm I have selected AES256. You can select any other as well, and file name as a stream, the key ID, and these two combinations are the same which we have followed for JC and XML as well. So no much difference. I will go to the PGP decrypt. So let me show you the configuration of this. So now here you can see private key I have used, and I am passing the passphrase as well. The fingerprint will remain same, and the key ID I use as PGP. So after that I am going to print the decrypted message. So let's clear up the console and try to hit this very first flow of PGP cryptography. So this is the post method, and in the body I am just putting the hello world. I want to encrypt it, and the output will be the same because I have decrypted within the same flow. I'll click on the send button, and here you can see it is reverting back the same payload, the initial payload. Let's check the console. We should be able to see 2 different loggers. The first one will be the encrypted, and the second will be the decrypted. So the encrypted message, begin PGP message. This is the main message, and it is after decryption it shows the same payload. So this was the first and the very basic one. Let's go to the second flow. The second flow is about PGP encrypt and using the sign combination, and after that we are going to decrypt it. So pretty much the same stuff. It will be a post method with PGP encrypt sign as the path. PGP encrypt and sign, it is going to sign it using the private key configuration of it. You have to select this model configuration, and here you need to provide both public and the secret, along with the in the private key you can specify the passphrase. In the encrypt, I have selected this algorithm as default AES256, and the encryption key as the public key and the sign key as the private key. The rest of the things will remain the same. After that I am using this calculate checksum. Calculate checksum is calculating the checksum of the string. So basically it's just a you can say a checkpoint in which it is going to uh, create an instance to check the overall consistency of the message. And after this logger you can have a second flow, but in order to show the in most of the features within the single flow, I have included this validate checksum. So here I'm checking the value along with the variables of checksum. So I have taken this in the variable. So if it goes fine, it will be going towards the PGP decrypt. So in the decrypt part of it, it is going to ask for the password as well. So I have selected the same and the private key. I'll click on OK. Go to the message flow once again. So finally it is going to print the payload. So let's check for this signed flow as well. I'll go to the postman. Let me see if it is PGP encrypt sign. So this one. This is the payload, the same payload, hello world, and if you click on send button, I can get the same message back. If we check the console, so it starts from here, this particular logger, payload, okay. This is the entire payload, and after that, this logger is printing the decrypted message. That is the payload again. Let me go back over here, hello world. So now we have covered the two different flows. Now we will be covering the third one. Third one is about the PGP encrypt binary, armored, and the decrypt. So what it is going to do, if you check over here, it gives a binary output as the result, and binary will convert to the armored phase or to the ASCII armored representation. It is being used for the plain text channels, and finally we are going to decrypt it. So let me show you the configuration of it. It's pretty much same public key we will be using, and let me show you the configuration of module. I have just marked the both public and the secret key, and public key and private key, but I will be using only the public key. Ideally, you can have a single module and configure both the public and private key and use it accordingly. But as a part of this use case, I have created multiple modules just to keep a separation between the functionalities. So this is pretty much done. And for binary to armored, you have to just specify the payload, and after that PGP decrypt. This is the same module configuration which we have used earlier. Okay, so let me try to execute this as well. Clearing up the console, looking for the path of this flow, PGP binary. I'll click on console, expecting 1, 2, 3, 4 logs. Okay, hello Superman is the body which I'm going to encrypt using PGP binary concept. Got back after the decryption. Let's check the console. So receive the payload as hello Superman. After that it has encrypted within the binary, this one. Then binary to armored, that is armored message. And finally the decrypted hello Superman. So this was pretty much about PGP encrypt binary level and armored and decrypt. Now let's check the PGP sign along with encrypt and decrypt. So PGP sign will be done using a private key, and let me show you the configuration of module. So I will be using this private key to sign the message. Okay, using the private key, putting a logger, and after that there is a PGP encrypt which is going to encrypt the entire payload. using the public key, and using the private key I'm going to decrypt it. Okay, so having said that, let's see the loggers as well, how it is being placed. Receive payload, converted after PGP sign, encrypted payload, and finally the decrypted payload will be there. I'll clear up the console very quickly and go back to the Postman. So this is the Hello World program, and PGP sign. Sorry about that. So body, I'm printing just Yahoo. Let's try to send the message. I have get the receive the decrypted message as the same. Now many things will be explained at the console level. Receive payload as Yahoo, and after the PGP sign, it created a PGP signature. Using the PGP signature, it is being encrypting the message payload, and after that, finally the decrypted payload is being printed onto the console. So with this particular use case, I know this PGP cryptography was quite lengthy one, but I tried to cover most of the aspects of PGP cryptography, how we can achieve using Windows versus non-Windows system to create the GPG keys and the tools, and how to use most of the different palettes or the functionalities available as part of PGP crypto. I hope you like this video, and please share your reviews under the comment section, and